This one is answered by the MEC.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, the second one is
The first one is about the gangsters.
yeah, the gang leader.
Yes, that sparked the present situation. But gangsters are always involved. It could be low intensity, but there will be something that escalates at this level as it happened. Indeed, our information does tell us that after that shooting, it was expected that this happens. But the other information is that there is a lot of movement of gangsters from other parts of the country. To be more straightforward, is that there are people that have moved from Cape Town to create the new fiefdoms here, to create the new. Maybe it is on that score that the game, we must up our game as the police to make sure that whether you come from Cape Town or any other part of South Africa to be here, we need to deal with those. We need to deal with those matters, those people, they must be removed and be arrested, which helped us in 2018. There are people that are doing many years here that were arrested during that period. So we'll have to pursue that, as I've said, that it was a working formula to pursue and make sure that we repeat. And those people that either they are originally from here or from other places, we find them.
All right, there was a second question to the MEC, right?
Yes, no, indeed, we are working together with the CPF. No, it's true. And most of the concerning problems is that people do have information, but they are afraid to tell or to give that information. Of course, they are also saying when they share that information, their names get to be known, who has actually shared that information. So I've agreed with Minister that we need to establish a format whereby anonymous information must come in without a person having to divulge his or her name, who is she or he, so that then police, through the crime intelligence, they're also able to follow up on that information and make sure that they do their work. But it is something that is concerning, but we wish to reassure members of the community, if you share information, please trust the police that they will keep that information as a confidential information, and they will not divulge who you are. And obviously there are even tip-off lines that you can utilize and be able to tell them, and you are allowed to give anonymous tip-offs without issuing or giving your name, who you are, and without even giving your phone number. When you find information, and watch things happen.
But on that one, we have also agreed that we can create this structure where that will bypass the local structure, the local police station. You will be able to bypass it and give the same information on a higher level. Maybe that's a part of what we'll be doing as announcements going forward.
All right, lady with the blue dress. And then there's also a gentleman from Sowetan who's been asking, or they are. So let's just take two questions at a time, please, because there are so many of you. So you'll go, and then you'll go after that. Go ahead. We're listening.
Okay. Good morning, Minister. How are you doing? My question is concerning the different areas. Westbury is not the only area that's impacted by it. There's Reveille, Eldorado Park, and so forth. So is there a bigger plan moving forward with visiting all the areas and whatever you implement here to enlarge it? And then secondly, you're going to work on new cases now and figure out who's guilty now. But there's a backlog of unsolved cases. What is the way moving forward for the unsolved cases as well?
All right, let's just take that last question. Yeah, sorry.
From the start, I just want to know, following the shooting on Monday, a young boy of 18 years was shot, and his mother says he's not a gangster. And now older people are targeting young children for whatever reason that they're doing. They just shoot it randomly. 18-year-olds are being shot, sometimes killed. What do you make of that, Minister?
Follow up.
Minister, last follow-up questions. I just wanted to ask Puleli Treaty Jones once again from ENCA. Obviously, we're going through this whole mood of the cabinet reshuffle. Are you worried that you might be moved to a different portfolio? That's one. And two, how far are we in terms of the Keenan Forbes murder? Have you received any progress report as well in regards to that case? And three, there's also allegations of corruption happening here at this police station, in which police officials are working with these gang members as well. Would you launch maybe an investigation into with IPID into this police station as well? That's it.
Okay, so that was 3 questions. That's not You're not being fair, but
No. Let me check the last one. You know why I smiled? Because that question was asked and answered.
It was answered.
The last question was asked and it has been answered. This is a gentleman who asked the question. Answered, Jones. The reshuffling. Why do you cry on the wrong funeral? Don't go and cry on the wrong funeral. If you want to know anything about reshuffle, you know the man to ask. He's in Mahtambanzo, he's in Union Building as we speak.
Are you worried?
Why should I be worried?
It's deployment.
Why should I be worried? I was put here, I did not apply, I did not send any CV, and I did not ask why I'm put, and I shall not ask why I'm removed. So why should I be worried? This is not inheritance. I only follow it. This is a job. You do the job. When you are given, when the job is taken, given to somebody else, you go on with life, Jones. So you think I can stop working and be worried about coming in? Hey, I can't stop failing. The Forbes one, the latest report yesterday that I got from the province, because it's headed at the province level, they will argue as they speak to me that they are making the progress. So, but for now, I will end there with that one. Young lady, it's true. It's not only this place that is happening. Even it's not only the 3 that you mentioned. There are other ones like Fine Town and all those kind of things. Yes, we are working on a broader plan on the thing. Sometimes we get thin, but we respond at that particular level. When it's escalated, like here, we escalate ourselves, but we never permanently remove ourselves from the ground. The question of those outstanding cases, I know that a lot of people were arrested here, but I can't deny to say maybe there are those that are still outstanding. Maybe the formula that we are going to put here that worked on the time will also have to help us to take a step back or 2 steps back to deal with those matters that might be still outstanding. That includes those that are on parole, that includes those that are still on bail, because there are those that are on bail, to make sure that we clean the place, everybody is where it's supposed to be.
Can I ask one follow-up?
No, please, can we just have some order?
She's a young lady, allow her.
Okay,
The young lady
The
allowed.
last question I have is, in your answer you gave me, you said that you will only wait till it escalates. Why should the minister and the policing forum wait till it gets to a bad, like there's 2 people that get shot, why not react? Why should we wait till 20 people are killed and then only you come in?
No, I'm saying you ask about different areas, you are there on these areas. But this violence will escalate sometimes and we have to respond accordingly, because there is this open shooting that takes place here and all that. We have to respond accordingly. We'll have to escalate ourselves, but there is no time where we completely remove ourselves off the ground. But when things are a little bit stable, indeed we'll be moving to the places without taking everybody out of where these things are happening. We will be moving to those places to respond in that particular area. If it is a shooting in that particular and you need to escalate your forces, it will have to happen that way. We can't act as if nothing has happened. But I want to make this point. Police are not supposed to be forever there, are supposed to create an environment that is stable, and then the other departments take over, and then we go back to the normal policy. Is exactly what Masibuko is saying, is what we are saying, that when kids are at school, when kids are taken to social development that are victims of drug, when drug lords are arrested, when houses are allocated to the people that are supposed to be there, when everybody is known and those that are undocumented are not there, that will be a stable community, and then it will need a normal policing, and then other departments will do their normal work.
So, colleagues, the minister doesn't have a flight to cash, so let's maybe do the last round of questions. I do believe it is now follow-ups. Okay, so Western, now Bofuna Putamna, all right. Any new hands? Let's just see.
I'm here.
Where? Oh, sorry, my brother. Okay, let's start with you, Sowetan.
Yes. Minister Makolos Bia from the Sowetan newspaper. Bheki Cele, we know that there's a police reservist that arrested, and members of the community have accused the same reservist of being involved in one of the gangs, which is the Varados. Do you know anything about this? Can you give us details on this particular police reservist? That's my first question. And my last question is on the intensity of the issue. Are you able to share numbers on how many people are killed in Westbury every month in gang-related shootings or murders?
Well, the first question, you have answered it. That person is arrested. So let's wait for that process.
What are the details around?
I'm not going to give the details of the person that is arrested. For the fact that he's arrested, let's allow the courts and the processes to do their work.
What is the charge?
The charge that will be there, I think there are two charges that have been put there on the. But it will be good. But it will be good to wait for the court, and you go and wait for the appearance of that person in that particular court. The intensity, it has escalated. We are having these two people that have been killed, but the murder of other people surely can be given. The only thing that one has worked on, we know that in February, collected about 12 guns, illegal firearms. But for the financial year, in this area alone, we have collected 42 illegal firearms, and is one thing that we're going to intensify when we come here, to say those that are hiding the guns will have to give us those guns, because if they don't give us, we'll nonetheless come and fetch them. It's one thing that we need to work hard on finding those illegal firearms.
Okay, brother, quick one. You good? Over here, my brother.
James from VVFM. So, MEC, last year when you had a meeting with members of the community, there is an issue about the limited number of anti-gang unit members. And it was also raised, by the way, by some of the officers or commanders who are responsible for deploying TRTs or anti-gang members in the communities. So I just want to find out from you, MEC, whether that issue has been addressed with the SABC at the national level. I'm talking about the limited number of the anti-gang unit that has to cover the entire Gauteng.
Yeah. In responding to the question to Kofifi FM, I think Minister has responded to it, that various teams are actually going to be deployed. And as per that request, you are correct, from last year's meeting, that intervention has been done, but it will further be beefed up with more and more personnel. Minister has indicated that next week Tuesday we are coming back again. We'll actually be announcing which other teams are coming to assist. And we request communities, please help us. If you have information, continue to share, but also we'll be sharing with you that anonymous tip-off line, so that then you continuously assist. We know that even now live in fear. They've been doing most of the work, but they now live in fear, and they can't sacrifice themselves anymore. So the moment more police come in, they'll be able to alleviate the situation. And I'm sure children will be able to go back to school, mothers will be able to go to work, fathers will be able to go to work, church members will be able to go and give praise to the Lord, and be able to have a harmonious community that all of us will strive to see happening within these areas. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Amy.
Desiree.